Welcome back to English Unfiltered, the podcast where we explore real conversations in English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. And today we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating paradox.
Yeah, it's basically this hidden superpower that Brazilian English speakers have. But the funny thing is, they usually don't even realize they have it.
No, they really don't. It comes down to this massive disconnect in perception.
Right.
Like, think about the last time you stressed over a tiny, almost invisible scratch on your car's paint job.
Oh, yeah. You just fixate on it completely.
Exactly. You're staring at this one tiny flaw while literally everyone else walking by is just stopping to admire the engine.
And that is the exact experience so many Brazilian English speakers face. You know, when they're talking to Americans, they're staring at the scratch.
The technical mechanics of the language.
Right. They worry their English is like awkward or too slow, or they're translating in their head.
Yeah, but the American reality is totally different.
Completely. Americans aren't handing out some mental grammar report card while you talk. They notice the warmth. They notice the energy and the gestures.
Which is huge. The way Brazilian speakers come across as so incredibly warm and socially generous, that's what actually leaves the lasting impression.
Far more than perfect syntax ever could.
Oh, 100%.
But, I mean, why is that warmth such a shock to the American ear? Like, is our baseline really that different?
It really is. In the U.S., especially in professional or public settings, communication is very polite, but it's emotionally controlled.
Emotionally controlled. What does that actually look like?
Well, you smile, you say the expected polite things, but you maintain this slight emotional distance. It's just a safe default.
Wait, if Americans maintain this emotional distance, how do you even form close working relationships? Doesn't that just come across as kind of cold?
Not cold, no. It's just paced differently, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trust in the U.S. is often built slowly.
Yeah.
It's about reliability over time rather than immediate emotional vulnerability.
Right, whereas Brazilian communication relies heavily on, like, immediate emotional presence.
Exactly. They react visibly and bridge that social distance instantly. It makes the conversation feel really personal right out of the gate.
Which brings us to the tragic irony here.
The freeze.
Yes, the freeze. Because there's this intense obsession with having perfect grammar to sound, native. Brazilian speakers often accidentally sabotage their greatest asset.
Because the brain goes into hyper-monitoring mode.
Right.
Yep.
You're actively checking every verb conjugation, every preposition, and suddenly your natural gestures just stop.
Your voice flattens out.
Exactly. You're essentially trading your emotional energy for technical correctness.
It's like a brilliant dancer who suddenly starts staring at their feet just to make sure they're doing the exact right steps.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. The mechanics might be perfect, but the rhythm is gone.
The art of it. You start to calculate instead of connect.
Calculate instead of connect. I love that. And ironically, that lack of emotion is what makes the interaction feel less natural to an American.
Right. It's not the grammar mistakes. The very thing you might be trying to suppress to sound proper is exactly what makes you stand out in the best way possible.
So the goal isn't to erase your Brazilian communication style, right? You don't want to sound like a perfectly calibrated machine.
No, definitely not. It's about bringing your natural warmth into English confidently.
Because at the end of the day, people remember how you made them feel. They do not remember if you dropped an S on a third-person verb.
True fluency is emotional, not just technical.
Which really makes you wonder, honestly. If native speakers are inherently drawn to warmth and emotional connection over flawless grammar, how much of traditional language testing is actually measuring the completely wrong thing?
Oh, wow. That's a huge question.
Something for you to chew on. Thanks for joining us for today's deep dive. We'll catch you on the next episode of English Unfiltered.
See you next time.